forest was quiet except for the sound of the wind whistling through the leaves. Suddenly, the roar of an engine broke the silence. A giant machine entered, its steel arms stretched out like a giant monster hunting for prey. In an instant, the sharp clamps gripped a large tree trunk, ready to perform a powerful show. The saw blade spun at breakneck speed, cutting through the thick wood as if it were nothing more than paper. As the tree fell, the ground shook, signaling the powerful action that was about to take place. In the video, workers are cutting down a large tree. They first use a chainsaw to cut horizontally into the trunk. Then a large slot is made to guide the direction of the tree's fall. Next, they continue cutting around it, using tools to adjust the cut. Finally, a section of the trunk is carved out, indicating that they are preparing for the final stage of the tree's controlled fall. We can see an industrial wood chipping system in operation at the forest. First, the logs are piled up and fed into the conveyor belt of the chipper. The machine uses sharp blades to break the wood into small pieces. Then, the sawdust and wood chips are blown into a large container on a truck. During the chipping process, the bark and debris are separated for processing. Finally, the truck moves, transporting the wood chips to the processing area, serving the production of paper, biofuel, or other recycled wood products. Next, we come to an automatic woodcutter and splitter processing a large tree trunk. Initially, a worker places the log on the machine platform, ensuring a stable position. The machine begins to cut the log into small pieces of uniform size. As each piece falls, the splitter system continues to split it in half or quarters to form suitable firewood. Finally, the pieces of wood are discharged from the machine, ready for use as fuel or other processing purposes. In the video, a specialized excavator is performing a forest clearing operation. First, the excavator arm uses a strong clamp to grip the tree and cut off the branches and leaves. Then, a cutting unit mounted on the machine quickly shreds the branches into small pieces. Next, a powerful crushing system processes the tree trunk, turning it into sawdust and wood chips. As the machine continues to work, the trees are quickly cut down and crushed. Finally, the wood chips are blown away, helping to clean up the area, preparing it for land reclamation or wood material reuse. A system of transporting timber in operation in the forest. Initially, a crane lifts the trailer and assembles it onto a truck. The truck then moves to the timber collection site. Next, a specialized crane begins lifting large tree trunks and stacking them neatly onto the truck. Once the timber is loaded, the trunks are securely secured to ensure safety during transport. Finally, the truck completes the loading and prepares to leave, taking the timber to a processing plant or distribution point. In the middle of a dense forest, a modern wood harvesting machine begins to work. A powerful robotic arm reaches out, gripping a large tree trunk, ready to perform the task. In just a split second, the sharp saw blade rotates, cutting across the tree trunk precisely, causing it to fall in a controlled manner. When the tree touches the ground, the clamp holds the trunk firmly, moving it to the processing position. Immediately, the branch stripping system works, removing all the branches in just a few seconds, leaving a straight trunk ready for transport. Each clean log is brought out, preparing for the journey to the sawmill, where it will be crafted into useful products. Modern wood cutting and processing system in operation. Initially, a large tree trunk is placed on a conveyor belt and moved into the cutting system. The cutting machine uses a powerful saw blade to break the log into short pieces. Next, the logs are fed into the wood splitter. where powerful blades chop them into smaller pieces. The logs are then collected by a clamping system and prepared for packaging. Finally, a modern control cabin helps the operator monitor and control the entire process accurately and safely. A specialized tree cutting machine is operating in the forest. Initially, a saw blade mounted on a long arm is controlled to reach the high branches. The machine is mounted on a mobile vehicle, allowing it to move flexibly in the dense forest terrain. Next, the saw blade rotates at high speed, cutting off large branches, helping to clear the area and create an open space. The process continues with the removal of dry branches and smaller branches, ensuring better forest growth and reducing the risk of forest fires. An industrial wood clamping machine is performing the process of splitting and crushing large logs. Initially, a pair of sturdy steel clamps holds a large tree trunk tightly, applying strong pressure to crack the wood. As the pressure increases, the outer bark begins to peel off, the wood fibers are torn. Next, the machine continues to impact, causing the tree trunk to break into many large pieces. The logs are crushed smaller, the excess bark is removed, revealing the core inside. Finally, the broken pieces of wood are neatly arranged, preparing for the next processing step. Next, we come to the automated wood processing system that is performing the cutting and splitting process. Initially, a tree trunk is placed on a conveyor belt and fed into the cutter. Sharp rotating blades split the log into small pieces. Next, the logs are pushed into the splitter, where a special blade mechanism splits the wood into small pieces. As the wood is forced through the splitter frame, it breaks into uniform pieces. Finally, the logs are transferred down the conveyor belt to continue the drying or packaging process, preparing them for use as fuel or building materials.